Never say that again.
I should have been recording that. Oh, never
Why
mind.
can't we just go back to normal?
Hi guys, welcome back to LTF1.
No, hold on,
We're
let me
here.
have
Keep that in the video.
Hi guys, welcome back to LTF1. We're here for the race review. All three of us, so we're lucky this weekend. First question that we have to ask when Raj is here: did you watch the race?
I did indeed.
Raj, how did you find the race?
So yeah, it was a proper exciting race, especially towards the end of it with the finish. Hamilton with the late pit stop. Vettel, God knows who gave him that strategy, but it did make for an exciting viewing.
I think he called for it himself.
back.
I was watching Notebook while I was having a shower this morning, and he called for it himself apparently.
Yeah,
It
because
was exciting.
Vettel was saying that he thought the track was going to dry out, and I think he predicted it much quicker than what it would do.
To be honest, I thought the track might dry. I thought when Mercedes pulled Hamilton in with 5 laps to go, I thought they were going to risk it on softs.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like if you're going to risk it, you may as well risk it fully, rather than putting them on the new inters and just watching him struggle. But that's what they did.
Caught in the middle. They got caught in the middle. They didn't do it too early, and they went too late in the end.
Yeah, I feel like
couldn't warm him up, and he just crumbled.
He had the perfect race, but he made one mistake, and that was not listening to the team when they called him in 3 or 4 laps earlier, and he was like, "No, I've got it."
But
role reversal from last weekend.
Even still, if he'd pitted then, I think he would have come out at like 10 or 11 seconds behind Perez, and even still, I don't think he would have caught him.
He had a better chance though. He'd have 10 laps to get it down rather than 4.
Still, he wouldn't have done it. I don't know.
Second lap is achievable.
Especially by him. Hamilton, when he's in a good mood, I wouldn't write him off for anything.
Yeah, but Perez was also in a very good mood yesterday.
Perez was in a very good mood yesterday. And we've not even talked about Bottas. I know we've only been recording for about 3 seconds, but we may as well get it out there now. Bottas, wet track. He had a disgusting race last year, and he's had a disgustingly good race this year. He's just unfazed. Quiet, under the radar, he smashed it.
I said in the race preview that he's probably violently throwing up and having nightmares of last year, but he did a good job. I'll give it to him. He didn't make any mistakes. He had a near enough perfect race.
He had one drifting moment, which
small.
I didn't see. I got a message saying, "Did you see that drift?" And I was like, "No, I didn't," because Eshan was asking me to tweet, and I was too busy thinking about what to tweet, and I was looking down and I missed it. All I had was a commentary.
He's gone complete cycle since Russia, though. I suppose if you look at it, he does still have the capacity to be a Mercedes driver in him.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
He doesn't have the consistency.
I wouldn't go that far. Come on, he's had one good race.
He doesn't have the consistency. That's what I'm saying. But he does. So from his time at Williams, he always showed that he had that brilliance in him, and he's shown it once again yesterday. But you can't say that one performance in the course of 10 races is going to do him at that seat in Mercedes, because you've got Hamilton on the other side who's performing consistently week in, week out. Mercedes need 2 drivers like that. So where now Russell would probably take over, they have a better chance of that happening, as Russell has been consistent, even though I don't particularly think he's that deserving, as we know. But I do feel like, he has been consistent enough to be rewarded. So he's not completely unlisted.
If we go a bit further down the standings, do you want to talk about Perez finally doing what he needs to do in the Red Bull? I don't know if it deserves praise. It's a bit like, it's that Roy Keane commentary on Sky on Monday Night Football, or on Saturday. What's it called on Saturday? Soccer Saturday?
Yeah.
Soccer Saturday, where if the goalkeeper saves it, then he's just done his job. There's no need to praise him. He's on the pitch for one reason. Perez is on the track for one reason, and that's to back Verstappen up. He did it today for the first time properly.
Yeah, I predicted it. I called it in the race review. He's been in crap form recently, Perez, but I thought he'd put it back on Sunday, and he did. That defending of Hamilton, I can't remember what lap it was on, but that was, I think.
Oh, I think that was another Hamilton mistake. He gave him too much room on the way in.
He was too nice to him.
I think they were too nice I think both of them were too nice to each other, and Hamilton lost out.
Who was it Vettel had a little knock with? Was it
Ocon, I think?
No, it wasn't. It was Sainz.
Was it Sainz? Yes, it was. Yes, it was Sainz.
imagine if we're all wrong now. We all just went, yeah, it was Sainz.
No,
Someone
I
in the
remember
comments is
the
going, no, it
specific-
wasn't each one.
Yeah, no, they shunted each other.
Yeah, I remember it was. I think Sainz tried to dive down the inside and lost a bit of grip.
Oh yeah, he was going nowhere with that one.
Yeah.
He may as well have tried it.
It was a bit like me on the F1 2020 or 2021 now.
2021, I just sidetrack. I hate that game so much. I've got it. I've played Breaking Point, and I can't even like express how much hate I have for that game. I tried to go back and play the career mode, and everything about something is just wrong. Can't do it. Doesn't feel decent. Anyways, back to the race. That's another video.
Wait,
10 reasons I hate
thought-
F1 2021.
I tried the Breaking Point for a couple of minutes, and I thought it was awful. I didn't bother with it.
Well, what
I've
were you
not
playing it
bothered
on?
with it.
I found it
PS4.
a bit easy to begin with, but then I think I changed it, or I started again from a different difficulty.
I just thought it was generally horribly applied. But anyway,
Oh.
moving on.
Okay. Moving on to Charles Leclerc. Good race. Thought he was in the
Again,
lead.
I predicted it.
Did you?
I did in the race.
Did
In
you
the
just
race
predict everything that happened?
I did. I was actually quite surprised at how many I got right. In the race preview, I predicted Charles Leclerc fighting for podium.
Well, he was
You got
fighting for the lead at one point.
Exactly. I thought he'd have a good race because McLaren were fairly slow around the track anyway. And Daniel Ricciardo, for the most part, the race was awful. I know he finished like 10th or 11th, whatever it was.
He finished 13th. He finished 3 spaces above
13th?
where he started. Yeah, he did not do good at all.
Because I remember he was 11th at one point. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he dropped back a lot. I think in the last 2 laps he got mugged off.
Because I didn't think McLaren were going to be particularly great. So it was always going to be Ferrari, if not, Perez, that was fighting for third.
But the Ferrari, it wasn't like Perez. It wasn't like Leclerc pulled the performance out of his arse. The Ferrari had decent pace. Sainz, don't imagine it. Sainz had a good race from the back. He got quite a way up the field. I'm not sure where he finished, but
Was it 9th or 8th? Maybe they finished.
yeah, so 20th to 8th is pretty decent. Can't ask for much more. What are you doing that for? You can't ask for much more.
What's his worst that he finished first?
Exactly.
It's not brilliant though, is it? Like,
He's in a midfield car and he overtook half of the midfield.
In
now,
fairness,
now we're just being extra nice. We're being like a bit like Vettel.
in fairness, it was a good point that was made on Sunday, is that Carlos Sainz is voted driver of the day, and he did have a very good race. And he overtook a lot of cars, but a majority of the cars that he overtook were cars he should be overtaking anyway, that are much slower than him.
Yeah, I think the driver of the day, I think that needs to change.
For me, it was Bottas driver of the day.
Yeah,
He
technically
didn't put
speaking,
a foot
Bottas
wrong.
was driver of the day.
Yeah,
So I think driver of the day needs to be entertainer of the day,
yeah.
because most of the time that's what it is. Whoever's put on the best show, or even last year at Turkey, Bottas was driver of the day for me
Yeah, 100%.
because he was the most entertaining one to watch the whole way through. So yeah, I think
If we did the driver of the day objectively over who had the most solid race and made very few mistakes, but for me it was between Perez and Bottas.
it never is though, is it? It's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
Always will be. That's why Hamilton will never get it, or very rarely get it. He'll have to make the car fly to get driver of the day.
well, he did a couple of weeks ago and no one voted him driver of the day.
I think you'd find that Verstappen's car was flying, not his.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Good
Sorry,
knowledge.
everyone.
Good knowledge from you. Who else do we talk about?
Who watches all the races then, lads?
Yeah, I do. I just, yeah.
He uses moving house as an excuse for this one as well now. Anyways,
I'm tired and I've been busy. He made Max Verstappen cars fly. My words are all coming out wrong. Never mind, moving on.
He's rattled.
Just talk to
He's
him. He
rattled.
is rattled. As he's rattled, let's move on. Talk about Ocon. First man since Panis at Monaco to go without a stop. Did you see the pictures of his tyres? I'm pretty
Yes,
sure I could
I
see
did.
through them. They were about transparent. God knows how he's made that work. Yeah, so I think Ocon, he started 12th, I think. and he finished 10th going long with the no stop. Had he have done better just stopping? Probably, innit?
Probably.
Yeah. We didn't see much of him at all. Pretty sure the 2 places he made up is probably Alonso spinning and falling back through the field, and then probably a mistake from someone else. That's all.
Where did Alonso finish?
15th
or something like that.
Yeah, it was him and Russell fighting for 14th or 15th.
Yeah.
Finished somewhere down.
Russell seems to be fighting a lot with Alonso. It'll only help him going forward.
Yeah.
But it is a shame to see him fighting down there when I think that car is now capable of points.
It is.
More consistently.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I'm getting from it. Qualifying was unlucky, just pushed it a little bit too hard. Raj has got something to say.
He's gone to his head. The move's gone to his head.
Why? Why do you think that?
He's let himself go. He's got his achievement now. Until next season, he's pretty much in relaxed mode.
Didn't he? Until this race week, him and Perez had gained the same amount of points in like the last 5 races.
Yeah, and we're saying how bad Perez was in form.
Perez is in a Red Bull.
He's in the fastest car on the grid. George Russell's in like the second or third.
Fastest car. Okay, steady on. Fastest car on the grid.
He's in the fastest car. Okay, if you take it objectively, because we don't know as fans technically what the fastest car is. So the closest thing we have to go off is what we see on the races, and then now also what we see in the game, because we know they actually model the game after what's going on in real life. On the game, Red Bull's the fastest car.
On the game, right? So we're basing this off a game now.
But what else do we have to go off?
But the developers for the game have all the data from real life. They use it. So
I'm just going to leave that there.
So you comparing
LTF1 now bases all its knowledge off a game.
Yeah, all of our 10% of knowledge of what's going on in F1, if that, 1% maybe. Yeah, the game is useful in that respect. Sure, Eshan, you agree with me?
Yeah,
I'm sure he does.
Well, they don't just make the numbers off of thin air or make the fastest car. They're not just.
You were talking about braking points being off a minute ago.
Braking points, the story mode, you dumb.
It was. The storyline was terrible. The scripting was awful. The animation was all rigid.
The animation was very rigid.
It looked like. Did you ever watch Thunderbirds as a child?
I'm gonna get messages after this saying why you so mean to Raj, because I get every time we record with Raj, I get a message saying, just relax, why are you so harsh on Raj for?
Because I don't stick to the status quo. I go out and actually explore the other avenues of contention. Whereas you two,
I'm not victim blaming, but Raj brings it on himself.
Raj, just
you two each other over every single comment. That's what it is.
It's not my fault you're wrong about everything.
All right, let's disagree on something then. I'm going to say by this season's standards, Turkey wasn't the most... it was just an average race. It wasn't amazing. Eshan, you were supposed to disagree with me. I said we're going to disagree.
Oh, disagree, yeah. It's a great race. I loved it.
Oh, well done there.
We've had Turkey twice since 2011. This year in 2020, obviously. And we've only seen it in the rain. We've never seen it in a full race, just as a dry racetrack. So we can't really judge in current standards how exciting it would be.
From what I remember about it, from what I remember about watching and playing it, again, the game, Raj, I'm going to base something off the game.
Please do.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And hope it stays around. But instead of Turkey staying around, we're going to get Qatar.
Yeah.
Which looks like a disgusting track. Just by looking at it, it's just like, what is this?
It will be an awful track. It's going to be one of those boring processions that you sit there and you fall asleep by lap 10.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Raj?
I don't actually know what the track's like in Qatar. I haven't played the game. That's what
It's not on the game. It's not on the game. Just press releases by F1. F1's Instagram, Twitter, all the teams.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, literally everywhere.
We haven't made it readily available. That's the problem. If LTF1 had shared it, might have been able to view it.
LTF1 did share it. We also shared our opinions on it.
Did we?
We did.
Oh,
I did.
Eshan shared his opinions on it.
Right, yeah, he did, obviously. We all knew that.
This is how closely we work together for our social media.
Yeah, this is why we need someone to come and help us for our social media, because I think we've waffled on for long enough. Race reviews don't get that great views anyways, and we've probably not made our watch time any better. My head is hurting because this cap is too small, so let's call it a day. The Hasses were shit as per. Mick Schumacher, decent quality, bad race. He got tagged, not his fault. AlphaTauri's did a good job of holding Hamilton up, both of them. Gasly had a good race, Tsunoda not so much, standard stuff. Who are we missing? Latifi potted around at the back, standard. Anyone else? Don't think so.
Max Verstappen.
Did his job. Started P2, finished P2. No praise for that.
That was it. Thank you all for watching. We have a Patreon. Donate to it.
We wonder why the channel is not growing. I think I've just figured it out. See everyone next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
LTF1 official on Twitter.
LTF1.